Well, thank you, Anne. We'll get back to our focus today. How do we ensure we have violence-free polls? Oladimeji Fabiyi joins us next. He's a member of the APC. He's also president of Turaki Vanguard. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for bringing me. I'm happy to be here.
You know, when a lot of people say politicians hold the key, do you agree?
Of course.
To what extent?
They hold the key to a greater extent, particularly when we're in a democratic dispensation. They determine what happens. Political parties, actors, stakeholders, the entire governance. So they really hold the key. But when you are not under military dictatorship, democratic dispensation, they hold the key.
But are they using that key well?
But for in Nigeria, they're not using it too well. It's not really, because this is not, they've not really brought what I call a better deal for Nigerians.
When you talk about better deal now, we're trying to situate it to what exactly is happening now, which is when elections are just 2 weeks away and tensions are heightened, and folks within and outside the country have been speaking on this particular election. And just when we thought that they understood the meaning of violence-free, we're getting to hear comments and even actions from all quarters. What does that mean to you?
Honestly, Suleiman, it's unfortunate that we find ourselves where we are now. And I think as an egalitarian society that we call ourselves, there shouldn't have been all, this kind of tension here and there. Tell me what part of Nigeria that is free now. I'm told people were living their resident where they live to maybe their hometown of those places equally free violence. It's just like when I was watching the peace accord, I was laughing because it was laughable. To me, it was laughable. And why did I say this? It's because during the election, General Buhari will be in his village at Daura. In the same Katsina state, supporters of Buhari may feel so agitated or may feel uncomfortable with the situation of the elections and the cause crisis. Will Buhari be there to tell them, no, don't fight or don't cause troubles? The same thing goes for Mr. President. So for me, that thing was a charade because he's not going to get us anywhere, and we can see. The two parties, the PDP, the APC, have been throwing banters.
But you're a politician. How effective are the words of political leaders? Because by your standing, I'm quite sure you also have a leader in your party. How effective are his or her words when they say, take it easy or go all out?
Simon, it used to be effective, but now it's no more effective.
Why?
It's simply because the leaders are very, very selfish. Most of these leaders don't even carry along their members anymore. It's just for themselves, not even for the followers or the members.
But they always say that, look, this is what
please leave all that.
People want.
Leave all that. How many of them has the people's interest at heart? How many of them?
Are you by extension saying that your leader, your presidential candidate, is selfish?
I'm not saying that, but some of them are. We have some selfish leaders. And to a large extent, that is what has taken us to where we are now. Because if it has been about the people, probably we may not be where we are today. You don't necessarily have to narrow it down to one person, but when you look at it, when you view it generally, you find out that this is what has been happening.
It's important that that question is answered, because the import of Suleiman's question about the weight that the words of leaders within political parties carry is that even though he might not be there on that day, the two leaders of the major political parties will not be there, will not be in every part of the country, but the fact that they've been able to preach that message of peace, that no matter whatever happens at the polls, whether materials come early, whatever it is you perceive might have gone wrong, hold your peace. That message is what they're hoping will sink into the followers, and that, they will be able to maintain calm, whatever the provocation might be on that particular day. You think that message is talking to the wind?
Mark, one thing is to say it. Another thing is for the followers to accept, to buy into what you may say as a leader. Okay? See, we have so many factors, and when we begin to look at them, we discover that there is a serious disconnect between the leaders and the followers. you have to agree with me.
Is there a
There's
leader
no-
you look up to in your party?
Of course.
Is there any leader that his words mean anything or her words mean anything to
Yes,
you?
yes. I have.
So you think that if that sort of person were to speak to you, for instance, you think that you might listen no matter how angry you are?
Yes, yes, I might. I might listen to him because particularly when I see that what he's saying makes a whole lot of sense to me. But I cannot, everybody cannot be me. We have our different views and opinions about what people say sometimes, and our interests differ. So for me, when my leader speaks, simply because of who he is and how I perceive him, how I see him, I can accept and go along with whatever he says most times.
You've been in politics for a while.
Yes.
Tell us from your experience, why is it that it comes across as though, if that's not the case, every 4 years, rather than maybe the agitation or the threats to violence reduce, it seems to be increasing?
I think it's because of the state of the nation.
How so?
Yes, people are not happy. And everybody has now seen that you have to fight for yourself so that you can survive. The leadership have not really done much to impact on Nigerians, and that is the truth. It's not just Jonathan Obasanjo, the President Jonathan's, it has always been like that. So, and that is the reason Nigerians must make sure they get someone who can actually listen to them and take their case very seriously.
But would you say that there's any improvement whatsoever in terms of how we conduct ourselves ahead of any election, maybe since, even from 1963, not just 1999?
But from what we're seeing now, there hasn't been any serious improvement, because if there has been improvement, we shouldn't.
In terms of our attitude to elections?
So, elections, yes, they haven't really been. But my only take on that is probably what the INEC is doing. Because when you look at it, genuinely, you discover that the INEC of 1999 was not the INEC of 2003. And just like that, up to this moment, and I'm expecting the INEC to do better job now.